Hey, this is Rich. Welcome back. I just finished my 28th week on Wegovy. I took my 29th shot just a few minutes ago. So far, so great. Everything's going really smoothly. I've had no negative side effects, and I'm still at the lowest dose, 0.25. Now, I actually had a conversation a couple of days ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago now, with my doctor about staying at the lower dose. And the comment came back that they were wondering if the insurance company was going to start worrying about this. Because apparently, the way the drug is supposed to work, the pattern that's successful for most people, is you keep increasing the dosage. And when you finally get to a dosage where they can't take it anymore and you back off just a little bit, and then they try to stay at that dose for as long as they can. And that's where people get the most success. So for me, I've had a great success at the lowest dose. Never seriously thought about going to the next dose. I intentionally didn't. In fact, when the question was raised, do I want to go to the next dose? And I said no. Hopefully, the insurance company doesn't force my hand on that, and if they do, I'll fight back hard because I think the point of this drug is to lose weight and to have success, and that's exactly what's happening. So I'm hoping they're not going to say, but it doesn't fit our pattern, so you must change. So last week was Christmas, which just a few days after Christmas right now. So Christmas was midweek. So what I did is I worked really hard going into Christmas to lose weight. I worked really hard coming out of Christmas to lose weight. And then I didn't pay much attention about it during Christmas. So I ate all the candies I could. I ate all the cookies I could. And we had a really great meal. Our Christmas Eve meal is always an Italian meal. So we had lasagna and spaghetti and crusty bread and and then we had cake afterwards and all the candies. I mean, you just can imagine how terrible it was for a diet purpose. And then the next day, Christmas Day, we did the same thing, right? Although the meal was a lot healthier, it was ham and steamed yams and still some crusty bread and cake and cookies and candies and all that. It was okay. Like I said, I didn't try to control how many cookies I ate or how much candy I ate. I just figured for 2 days, that's what I'm going to do. Now, my family thought it was a good idea that everybody eat less cookies. And so they just made the same amount of cookies, but they made them bigger. So instead of making 4 dozen cookies of this size, they made a dozen and a half cookies of this size. So I think that works. It's kind of like when you eat standing up, you lose weight, I think is the philosophy there. I don't know. But it was great. And we had leftovers. So when I went home Christmas Eve, I was stuffed. I could not even bend over. I was so stuffed. I couldn't believe how much I ate. And I was putting away some of my food and I was transferring it to containers to put in the refrigerator. And I had a little bit left. It was a little bit too, it was not quite enough for another meal. So it didn't make sense to break out another container and put it in the fridge. So I did what every guy would do. I just ate it. So I was stuffed and I still ate it. So I was a bad person from a dieting standpoint, both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But I got back on the horse the next day. I really worked hard to lose weight and eat properly and focus on what I'm supposed to be focusing on. Anyhow, as part of Christmas, you have to typically worry about the wine that you're going to have with the meal. And I don't know if you know what the most common Christmas wine is, but for little kids, I don't like Brussels sprouts. And for guys who typically sit on the couch all day, except for when they're eating the meal, couldn't you time the meal to happen during halftime? There you go. Couple of dumb jokes. All right, let's talk about why you're really here. You want to know how I did this week. So this week, like I said, I worked really hard going into Christmas. I worked really hard going out of Christmas, and I didn't pay much attention to Christmas itself. That ended up causing me to stay steady. I didn't gain or lose any weight. I'm still at 0. I'm still 88 pounds down. I'm not giving it back. We'll see you next week.